This week on the Push All Ace podcast, strength standards, hybrid rock stars, and what are the standards to be in the top 10% of online coaching? 3, 2, 1, tengo orejas calientes.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Senor Meek.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on?
We've turned into a Spanish podcast now, so
There
I've got
we
to learn
go.
Spanish as well. Fucking hell, I'm gonna get your teacher another client. I'm gonna have to fucking learn it.
Literally, like, obviously, one of your lads, and then another person on Instagram was like, "Oh, hey Tom, sorry to bother you. I noticed you're doing Spanish lessons. Can I ask you?" Like, I need to keep getting a fucking.
Do you know what? It's almost mental as well. It's almost like, you know, when you talk about your content, you just talk about your life and what you're doing, how other people are interested in it and they trust you, and other people get clients on the back of it. It's almost like, innit, do a good job, share what you're doing on social media, and good shit happens from it. Isn't it funny how that works out? Oh my God.
Don't do that too soon, mate.
Oh my God, I can't even. Today is going to be a ranting one, by the way, guys, just so you know, because I'm not in a good mood, so it's going to happen, innit? But yeah, it blows my mind that people can't figure that bit out. Just based on that alone, like, just there.
The perspective of Pete by the curtain. We probably were been on a call for at least 40 minutes, just moaning at each other. Mate, this is where we need to live closer, so we can just go and do this over a cup of coffee instead. It's just like that.
No, we're not allowed to, mate, because we've got to make sure it doesn't interrupt our sleep. So we can't have a chat over coffee, mate. It needs to be over water, I think, is what we need to have a chat over.
No. What were those things that we were going to have? The Nutra bullshit. I don't know what they were called.
Nootropics is what they call them. Mushroom. It's supposed to be eating mushrooms instead of drinking coffee, I think.
That's true. That is true. Well, apologies probably for the echoey sound. I am in my new place, but I'm not in my new place. If you know what that means.
Yeah, as in you, you're not physically there.
I'm not physically there. I'm actually at my old place, but there's not much here. So it's a bit more echoey, and I don't have any of my microphones here. They are currently in my desk, but my desk is sitting in the spare room, but the spare room is currently occupied by mi suegra, which is my future mother-in-law. So I was like, she'll be fine. I can kick her out, right? And close. I was like, brilliant. It's because there's loads of boxes everywhere. I was like, I'll just come and do it here. It's fine.
Yeah.
The whole rigmarole of moving house. Is moving house the most stressful thing in the world?
Supposedly it is.
See, if it's just me, this is probably what I'm like, fine. I'm fine. We're moving house. Just me. It's fine. But when it just involves more people,
I'm moving countries, mate.
You've done moving countries, yeah. Mate.
That was stressful.
What was stressful? What will be more stressful, my wedding or moving countries for you?
Your wedding.
Yeah.
No, it's
or Isabel.
Yeah, just Isabel in general. The dogs as well thrown in the mix. No, it was like I think a big part of it was certainly moving country was the unknown. Like you're literally no one. Like you're on your own. You're like don't know who to turn to, don't know who to ask questions. So at least when you move house in the UK, it's stressful, but you're like, well, you can always, you know where you're at, you know what the deal is with stuff. But yeah, no, it is really, really stressful. I think, I mean, you're renting again, aren't you? So it's like, I think buying is a lot more like the moving house is stressful from a buying point of view, but that starts weeks before because it's the whole
it's like an accumulation
mortgage,
of
the solicitors, the completion dates, and oh my God, it's that I think gets you. I think the actual move after that is probably a breeze.
Yeah. So we'll see. We will see. But yeah, we're in. It's very nice, but doesn't please everybody, does it? Doesn't please everybody.
You can't please everyone, Tom. I'm not happy. So you can't please everyone, mate.
Exactly.
I'm happy. So there you go.
Dan's not allowed in. I'm just gonna let him. You can sit on the doorstep.
Just sit on the doorstep, mate. Yeah,
that's fine. By me.
So
obviously that change it's just like the admin of changing all documents. So my car is actually still at this flat, so which is very, very exciting. But I've changed all my documents, paid an extra fucking 200 quid to the insurance company just to change the address. Park it 10 minutes away. Like, not moving far. It's fucking mad. I was like, fuck's sake, are you joking? I was like, yeah, I don't know. That's an extra £200. I'm like, why? Why is that an extra £200? like 35 quid to change address or for you to go on my document and do, 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 do. Brilliant. Cool. And I had to ring them up as well. And I was like, can you send it to me via email now, please? And not via post in about 17 days or something, whatever you're meant to do. Because I was like, I need to send it for my permit application. Everybody just wants money off you. To change the address on the permit application, £10. Brilliant. Cool.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
It's like, what? I don't understand. All right, fine. Yep, good. To block off a parking space outside my new flat so the movers could come. I had to pay 75 quid
That is annoying, isn't it?
to do that. But they put off a block off thing. They just put a sign up. And guess what? Of course there was cars parked there anyway.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
literally pointless.
I was like, what was the point? I'm gonna send because I was so annoyed. I've sent it to the council. I'm like, well, why haven't you given like tickets to these people? Like,
Yeah.
I blocked off these bays. Like, what the hell? And then literally had to park like slightly down the street to move my shit. I was like, I purposely blocked off these two bays outside of that bit so that we can put stuff in. And
It's mad, isn't it?
nothing's happened. And I'm like, I can't just sit there on this guy's Porsche all day going, did you not see the sign? Like, I've done it before, right? When it's been like leaf cutting or like tree cutting and stuff. But I haven't been here for like, if you're on holiday for 10 days, you don't see it. So
Yeah.
they put it off like, anyway, look, I don't know if you can see that. Look how young I look on my
Oh
driver's
my
license photo.
God, mate. Do you know what you look like? You look like the face of a regen on a Football Manager. That's what
Right?
you look like. Yeah.
Ooh. If anybody goes to YouTube, go in at about, I don't know.
Mate, that's
Yeah.
not a good photo for you, is it?
It's not good because I don't know why they've taken that, but it
Who
runs
knows,
out
mate?
2027, I think, after I update my photo. Because I
You'll
think
have
when
aged. You'll have aged on your next one then by a long way.
fuck you. Because I think they previously took it off your passport, didn't they? They did like we'll just take that photo. But I think there's one that's like runs out very similarly. So I think I always am quite young on one of them. So
Yeah, yeah. There you
good.
go, mate.
There we
Oh, it's a
go.
good look for you anyway, to be fair, mate. At least you got hair. That's, the thing that I'd take if I was you. You got hair.
Some
So.
some would say too much in this one.
Yeah, actually, yeah, too much. I would agree with
Yeah,
them as well. Yeah.
very much too much. I'm not allowed that haircut anymore.
No, I think that's quite right. I think that's just
I think so.
for the sake of everyone who
Chloe
spends
just
any amount of
Chloe
time with you.
Chloe wants mine shorter and shorter. She's like, it's good when it's shorter. I want it shorter.
Oh,
Short.
really?
I'm
No, you
like,
can't go much shorter than where you're at, mate. I don't
no,
think you
that's
can.
what I feel. I'm like, that's
I don't think
fine.
you
She
I don't
wants
think
like the
you
back. Like the back apparently gets shorter, but we're all good. Yeah, what we're going to talk about? We'll vaguely talk about. I've got two subtopics. Vaguely. One topic real.
Yeah.
And Dan, you want to just moan apparently. I don't really know.
It's what I do best, isn't it? I think we should just riff off with your topics, mate. As usual, I don't come with huge amounts of topics to chat about, do I? To the podcast, I just provide the moan.
Somebody said that at your event.
I'm just the Joe Wilkinson part of it. You're the David Earl, and I'm the Joe Wilkinson, just like the
Oh, yeah. What
moaning.
the slightly? I am slightly, according to Chloe, too optimistic. Yeah. Stop being so positive. Thanks. All right. Sorry. Forget my. We'll all just we'll just like sit in the dark. And I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh, well, this is awful. Yeah, the whole world is awful. No, we're both doing all right. We live in the
yeah.
middle of London. We're good. We've got a roof over our head. Wonderful. Good. But what we got? Well, yeah, I want to say I played 11-a-side football on Saturday. Made my
Did you
return.
win though, Tom? You didn't mention that.
No, we didn't win.
Oh, for fuck's sake! After all
Oh,
this, what's the point then?
caveat this, mate, was that that was the first ever time we'd all played football together, and we were playing against a team that actually plays in week out. So for several
Okay.
years, so that was, and we only lost 2-0, and we conceded the first two in the first 15 minutes because we were kind of organising ourselves, and we missed a penalty. We should have been 2-1 really, but we're going to get a rematch, and I think
You didn't take the penalty,
We
did you?
might. No, I did not take the penalty. No. I didn't win it either. Well, I played the ball to the person who I got the assist for the penalty.
That's a stretch, mate. That, isn't it?
I
That's
got
a
the
stretch for
I
you
got I got
to
the
claim some sort of help
I
with
got
that is a
I got the
stretch.
pre-assist, mate. That's a real thing now. It's a pre-assist.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but
You can't claim that, mate.
it was
Sorry.
really good fun though. Like there's some half decent players. So what was cool about, I guess, our little until is fine. It's a startup. It's a bit making some rash decisions sometimes as a facility. But what is nice is a group of people all pulling, even though we're physios, health professionals, personal trainers, whatever, um, all in theory slightly direct competition, but we can all just like all get along, all some
Mm.
genuinely nice people, and play football together. And it was just not quite nice just to be out there running around and playing.
Oh,
It was good.
oh,
It
isn't
was
that
nice.
cute?
It was
Listen
really
to
cute.
him. He's
It
so
was
old
cool.
now.
But there was I know, like fucking hell, we're all like all the lads that we were playing against were like yeah, young. They were like between the 18 and 21. And we're all fucking at least mid 30s, upwards of 40, kind of old men. We had the
Mm.
physical dominance, basically. That's about it that
Yeah.
we had to play for. But obviously, some people were like, I was like, why are we trying to play like technical, quick fucking free kicks? I was like, slow it the fuck down every single time. I'm like, hold it, hold it. I was like, just fucking launch it in the area. We're bigger than them. I was like, what are we doing? I was like, the only way we're going to score is like a second or third ball off somebody. It's in a bubble and we're going to hit it. Like, literally. It was so funny. I didn't want to be like, look, who's the only person who's worked as an analyst here? Like, this is what we're doing. This is fine. But it was quite interesting though because I had to play centre back for a half. Because one of our centre backs dropped out. Shockingly, when you're doing this kind of thing, at least 3 to 4 people drop out the morning
Yeah.
of. Always
Of course it
happens.
does.
Absolutely classic. So I played centre back for like one half, which is all right actually. Like I'm quite annoyingly like not mouthy, but I instruct people. Um, where I think my positional sense is all right. So I was like absolutely mouthing off at the right back and the left back, who had no positional sense whatsoever. Just went
Mm.
off, couldn't keep up with the line. I was like, what the? I was like, where the fuck are you? I was like, if you offside, stay in a line, that kind of thing. I was like marauding, absolutely crazy. Then I played up front for the last like half an hour, so it was fun. It was fun. That's where I'm more effective, but I was knackered by then. Honestly, absolutely fucked. The biggest thing, mate, that got me was the blisters.
Mm. Yeah.
Two giant blisters on my big toes. That you can take this where I drained them today, Daniel.
Horrific.
One of the grossest things that you can ever do.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that was fun. But would like to just point out for this is why we don't just train for aesthetics and the ability to be able to say yes to that kind of shit and go do it was quite nice and all pretty much everybody came back intact, even the people who just train for aesthetics, to be honest. But they were very much managing their minutes, whereas I think the boys that we train more hate the term functionally for performance, maybe moving around, were
Mm.
able to last like a full 90 minutes, basically. We did split it up into 4 quarters instead of 2 halves though, because
Yeah.
we're like we need the fucking break, boys. Like
I
this is.
bet. Yeah.
But it did feel like once you stopped, you're like, I don't really want to stop because I feel like if I stop, I'm going to seize up, and everything gets a little bit tighter. But yeah, it was really nice. Oh my God, my adductors, my hip flexors, everything around my joints, like nothing big, no big muscles were sore, but just everything that was just circumnavigating my hip is in agony.
I bet. Yeah.
Probably okay now, but it was very nice. It was good fun, but this is exactly why we train a little bit for performance. Even if there's like an aesthetic based thing going on that you want to just look better, perhaps there is a case of layering it. And this is literally what I said on a call today was like this person had an aesthetic based goal, but they will need to layer in after maybe coaching with me for 3 or 4 months when they've learned how to do some stuff based off some rehab, but they want
Mm.
to go back to doing aesthetic based things. I was like, okay, but we're going to learn to program better because we're going to layer in certain things that are kind of going to be prerequisites and mandatories to keep your body ticking over for whatever you need to do in the future. Because I think the biggest thing that maybe that if somebody wants to train for bodybuilding, cool, and they don't want to go the full potato and come over to what I do. That's fine. Doesn't want to learn some plyos, doesn't want to learn to be powerful, doesn't want to learn to be strong. That's fine. Carry on with your like 3 sets of fucking 8. That's cool. But we can make better use of your time. And the general fucking when you somebody asks me like, oh, what's the resting period I should be doing for like I can tell when somebody is quite fresh to training because I don't particularly write resting periods on any of my programs. I also don't really write tempos on. They're like, oh, what tempo should I be doing? Should it be a 3-2-1-0-4-2 17 5
Mm.
6? And I'm like, I don't really know what that means. I always got confused by the four numbers. So it was just like it's just going to be as fucking quick as you can get it up, right?
Sweet.
I can't believe you didn't go over. That's what she said. And then we need to get it like slowly down.
That's what she said.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you. We did get laid out. Yeah, that would be what would normally do. But yeah, you start layering in some of the more mobility, some kind of resilience-based stuff, some holds, some isometrics, some certain like you remember like the mobility stability model way back when you were learning how to be a young PT, fresh-faced, full of hair. And yeah, you were doing that, being doing some mobile stuff and then holding a plank for ages, thinking that was the mobility stability model.
There you
Remember
go.
that? You remember
Yep.
the mobility
Hmm.
model, surely? Like that little cog thing, the blue and
Yeah.
red, where it was like this joint moves, this
This
joint
joint's
doesn't,
stable. This
this
joint's, yeah,
doesn't.
yeah.
Yeah, 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 that kind of thing.
If this
But
one can't move, it's because this one's not stable. If this one's not stable, it's because this one can't move. It's
yeah,
like, yeah.
it was. I can't remember who made it. Was it Verstappen? Was it Verstappen or it was like Boyle or
I thought it was
Verstappen?
Boyle, yeah.
Was it Boyle? It's
Yeah.
like there's some there's obviously leeway. I don't believe in it completely, but it's certainly a great place to start for people who are like bodybuilding and they need to layer in certain things so they can go play 11-a-side football, so they can go play golf, so they can keep being able to go do a park
Mm.
run. They don't have to go full potato and thinking like that's what they're going to be doing. So just
Yeah.
like Daniel, I'm sure he's training just purely for aesthetics. It's hard to tell, but I'm sure he is. And then
Training purely for golf, mate, maybe.
exactly. But I'm sure there's like maintenance based things. But like what you said earlier today, I was like, I live in my own little bubble thinking people just only, I'm like, people know this shit. People know where they should be doing plyometrics. People know when they should be doing like cross cable pull downs and fucking, I
Mm.
don't know, certain these rigidity exercises that they're probably completely alien, but it's just so, oh, you do that one after those two, that you do that lower pull, that push, we do a tempo there, we're training for power or musculoskeletal kind of rigidity, or like, oh, you've got more elastic like energy in your body, we need to change this, but and then go do that.
Mm.
It's, I think starting there for people would be a good thing in my perspective, especially after seeing some people on the weekend and having a chat with a couple of people today.
Yeah, I think you do yourself a disservice for not understanding the fact that most coaches, 99% of online coaches, do not have a system that they follow.
Yeah.
You know, like you've got a system and a way of approaching things that you fundamentally believe in, and it's probably ever changing and it's probably being added to and stuff taken away all the time as you learn more and develop more. But coaches do not have a system that they trust and believe in. They aren't, and I've had this conversation a few times with clients today, is that they're not really that passionate about certain things the way things should be done. Like you'll die on that hill of that you should be explosive and powerful before you should be, hyper, bigger, have bigger muscles. Like you'll die on that hill, like is what you believe is what you'll stand for. And every single person you train, you could argue that unless you're a professional bodybuilder, it's going to benefit you more. Like you would argue that because you would never work professional bodybuilder, right?
Yeah.
But coaches don't have that. They just go, oh, but Tom said that I have to do speed, and oh, John said that you have to train for muscle, and oh, I don't know where I sit on it. And it's they just don't ever commit to like their own viewpoint. They are so worried about A, what other people think, and B, about getting things wrong that they never actually 100% commit to something that would be right for a certain demographic of people. They would rather be it straight down the middle for everyone and go, well, now it would depend on the goal of whether they would do more hypertrophy or more strength or more power. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. No, for the people that you work with, that you can help the most, what do you think they should all be doing? Like, and it, that's the question they can't answer. And that's what worries me. And I said this to you earlier. It's like you just forget because you think that everyone else is going to be able to do this and think this way. You think, well, no one really cares. Everyone knows that they should be doing speed and power. No, 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 they don't.
Okay.
Surely everyone knows that as you get older, that actually being powerful is actually more. It correlates more to reducing falling risk than it does having bigger muscles. No, they don't. They don't know. It could be somewhat correlated because you could argue that more muscle equals more power. But as you've alluded to before to me a couple of times, is that actually it's the plyometric and it's the power movements that actually are going to stop someone from falling over more so than bodybuilding, for example, and being less mobile and being immobile and all those things, right? And it's just conversations that we have that people aren't having with their friends. Again, like maybe we're just sad for that point of view. But it's like you said about the football thing there. It's like I want to train so that if anyone asked me to do any athletic endeavor, I could do it.
Yeah.
But people don't have that view of what fitness should be. I say to them, what are you passionate about? What do you believe that everyone should do with their fitness? Lift weights. Brilliant. Brilliant. You sound so unique compared to all the other online coaches out there. And it's that I think is the bit that again, we take for granted because the people that we mix with, the circles we mix in, people do have their own philosophies and theories and ways of doing things, but that's the 1%.
Because that's the thing, right? That's what I said about. I think I said it to. I had two calls today, right? One BJJ, one needs to do preventative kind of maintenance from an injury. But for the first person, I was like, actually, on both of them. I was like, the gym. I was like, you've come to me with very clear kind of aspect oriented goals. So you want to be better at BJJ. Cool. All right. I was like, no, there's no circumstances am I going to get you to win in the gym. I was like, you need to tell me when your BJJ bouts are, when you train for BJJ, what's your most important session. I organize your gym stuff so you're better in your sessions. I was like, I don't really care, like, or some of the numbers. We'll track some progress and stuff like that. Like, but I'm making your gym is supplementary to that. I was like, whereas I assume most people are going in there like thinking we got to win in the gym. Like that's where we're going to be the best. We're going to be best at the gym. I'm like, that sucks, man. That's boring as shit. Like, I don't want to be the best at the gym. I want to be the best at, like, cool, if I can go play football and be able to whip in a fucking cross and do a step over and not break my ankle. Or, like, am I
Did
going to
you?
be able
Did
to?
you do a step over, Tom?
I did fucking so many step overs.
Oh, look at him. He's that
Oh
guy.
no, I did too many step overs. No, actually, I played it quite simple when I was a centre back. If I'm really honest, I was just like, I don't want to be the guy that gets stuck on the ball and like doing stuff like that. I'm just like, no, we're going to be real simple. I'm playing that little drop back roll, always offering, always there. Give me the ball, fucking give me the ball. I like being on the ball. It's all good. Basically, Virgil van Tom. So absolutely fine.
Tom.
Mate, Rolls Royce, absolute Rolls Royce. And I had a Gabrielle Tom Astley next to me, who is the angriest physio I've ever met in my life. So funny. Actually, we were playing golf. I played golf with him, and he's starting to put cards in. So he's not great, but bless him, but he's learning. And he
Like
played
you.
with brilliant, brilliant. Mate, I didn't play. I'm not gonna buy it. Brilliant.
What did you score the other week? What was the last round you shot? What was the last score you got?
The last
89,
but
was
the
it?
last but one was at 77, I think. I went 77, 78, then 89. That's
Scored
what
an
mad
89.
about golf. That's what's
Oh,
mad about golf. It's
I saw an
fine.
89.
You
What's
did.
it?
You shot an 84 and you play every fucking day, mate. So only four way worse than you.
Yeah,
Five.
I mean,
Can't,
yeah, pretty sure it's a DP World Tour final event. The course I play on, but it's fine.
no.
It's bound to be harder, isn't it?
We can go by. It was awful. I played. Where did I play? Played it somewhere new again. So I had seven shots for just being new on a course. I didn't know where I was going. And really helpfully, the person that I was playing with, who even though is a member, knows exactly where to hit it, didn't give me any pointers whatsoever.
Oh, brilliant! Love
Thanks.
that.
Thanks for that. Love that. Love that. Love that from you. Really, really friendly. I was like, brilliant.
So,
So if I'm on a course and somebody doesn't know where they're at, I'm giving them as much like information as possible that I can
yeah,
purpose. I'm like,
of
look,
course you are.
just to be friendly. It's madness. I was like, brilliant, cool. Me and Lucas were like, thanks, mate. Really, really good. So glad that you're here to help us.
Did they not even offer
Uh,
anything?
Nothing, like fucking
Oh, that's
nothing,
so poor form, that
right?
when you were the
Yeah,
member. I think that's
I think
bad.
you can guess who that person was. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just I've always done that. Anyone I remember we play sometimes on the course and we play with randoms
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, I've not played before, and they'll be like, and then the starter will be like, oh, they're members, I'm sure they'll be okay. And we'll always go, look, this is the target line, this is what you're gonna go. Don't go long, shit's long, like whatever. Like always.
literally. Like
It's
or
just
just
etiquette, I think, of golf. Like, but
because where was I? I can't remember the fucking course I played now. Anyway, it's a nice
that's
course.
annoying.
But there's like there's a like a ditch or like water stream that runs across the whole fucking course. So on lots of holes, there's this ditch that kind of separates some of them. And like
Mm.
not once offer to tell me that it was fucking there because there was one. I was so glad I fucking fucked a hybrid out of like because I was going to run it up, and I was like, oh, I'm so happy that fucking came short, and I didn't do it like hit it as well as I was because I would have been right in it. And then Lucas tried to do the same thing, and he was like, I fucking put it in the ditch, and I've been in this ditch like 4 times. Well, I don't know where it is. I'm like, yeah, somebody should be fucking telling us. Anyway,
Yeah.
totally went off track there, but can't remember what we were saying. Train like an athlete. Don't train like an athlete. Train like a bodybuilder. Just but start layering shit in. It's absolutely fine. Because yeah, I will die on that perch of like it's not just die on the perch of being everybody should be powerful and whatever. I think people should have a system because I've had those discussions with
Yeah.
because obviously I work with coaches. I work with coaches, and people think. I think a lot of coaches think that they're having their perfectly built cupcake thing that's like oh whatever it's fine, and I'm sure this is the case for you as well, Daniel. You have a system for building businesses and coaches. That's why it's been repeatable and people have managed to follow it, but they follow it to their niche, their personality, their content, their razzle dazzle. They put their fucking take on it, which is 100% the case of like I have my system to put repeatable results, but I address the person in front of me to address that. It'd be like this recipe book, right? It's like, cool, I'm making an omelette, but I'm not going to make the same fucking omelette as Dan likes that I like. There's going to be slightly different ratios, slightly different things. We're going to put different salt, different bits of pepper. This is a little bit of like, I don't know, he wants 3 eggs. I'm going to need two, all this kind of shit. We're going to change it based off the ingredients for that personality and that person. But fundamentally, we're doing a similar thing. So we get the repeatable result of that end goal. But it's just like, all right, when people have they've questioned my methods of like, oh, it like I thought I'd get a little bit more personalization. I was like, for where you're at right now, this is exactly what you need. I was like, and I will guarantee you getting to here with where you want to, but I need you to do this. Otherwise, we can't skip ahead here. Like, because you're not there yet. It's like, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Everyone thinks they're so unique and right. They need all this new stuff, and the reality is you don't. A lot of the time, you need the basics. Like I'm getting a lot at the moment with coaches, and I think there's a little bit where maybe they're a little bit underwhelmed with the amount I'm asking them to do, but it's like the most important bits. I'm talking a lot about again niche, passion, and like emotion. And I kind of
Yeah.
sit there and go, even like how you would do a sales call, how you would do onboarding, how you would do a lead magnet, how you would run a group program, how you would launch that group program, the people you're going to get into that is all fundamentally based around those three things I've just discussed of knowing your niche, your passion, and your the emotion that you're going to talk about within your content. It's boring, it's hard, it's frustrating, and it's something that no one's good at. No coaches are good at. But that's why we need to start with that bit and go through it. And there's a lot of cerebral work, a lot of like thinking, a lot of like there's no actionable things to go and do. It's just thinking, writing it down, getting to grips with it. It's that the it requires a lot of headspace at start. And I don't think you just want to hear that. But they want to go, how do I do this launch? How do I do this call? How do I do the onboard? And I'm like, well, it all depends on all the other stuff because you're not getting any of that right. And like you said, it's that fundamentals that you have to get right before we can do all the other extra stuff that's cool and fun and different and engaging and whatever. And no one wants to hear that bit, do they, Tom? Unfortunately,
No,
it's the frustration with it.
no.
So all you can do is just, for me, is going, I know I'm right. I know that my system works. I know people need to hear this. So I go, I'm not going to just bow down to do whatever you want to do. That's the reality. That's where we're at with it. That's what needs to be done.
But in
Um,
an interesting kind of case as well, because obviously I've had people come on board with that kind of maybe they're like, oh, it's not quite what I thought, and okay, cool. I don't really fit this. I want to do a little bit more bodybuilding, or I can't seem to let go of that. But that's fine. Then those people probably aren't for you. And you've got to be like,
Mm.
all right, I'm not the best coach for you. There are other coaches that are willing to or want to. It's not that we're inflexible.
Mm.
It's just that we care. I want to get the result because you're in my business and I care about my business and I want you to produce a good result for it. So that's
Yeah.
fine. And I'm sure that's the case for you as well. Um, which is an interesting one, Daniel, because I've been asked a couple of questions. Literally, I have actually been asked this. I haven't lied about it. Literally been asked many times. No, a couple of times, twice exactly, about strength standards
Mm.
for somebody's client base, which kind of put me. Then I was like, yeah, I do have certain things, but I was like, it's very much a perspective thing. So strength standards, I guess, normally I got one up. I think the two clients in mind have literally seen the same post. And it was like, hit these 7 standards to physically dominate 90% of athletes. Cool. Fine. So 7 things. Back squat, 1.8 times your body weight. Probably
Why?
can't do that. I don't know. Acceleration, 10 meters, 1.7 seconds. Bench press, 1.4 times your body weight. Chin up, 50% of your body weight added. Broad jump, 250 centimeters. Maximum aerobic speed of 4.6. You won't know what that is. That's fine. And max velocity is 9 meters per second. They're fine. It's absolutely like this. I know that this lad who posted these actually only really works with like almost like semi-professional and professional athletes. That's fine. Cool. And he only works with rugby players and combat athletes. Fine. But it made me think about, I think, your strength standards. If you want any in your business, they don't have to be strength. I think people just think, oh, it's just deadlifts and squats and whatever. Don't have to be that because I've got ones for like AMRAPs of goblet squats and shit like that. So it's fine. But I agree with the ratios, and you should have ranges of ratios. I have 5 steps of ratios instead. I have like, and I don't say beginner level, novice level, intermediary level. I go, oh, I want you to level, like, this is your target. And there'll be a target of 1.2 or
Mm.
1.4 times body weight, 1.6 times. I think body weight is a good standard unless you are working with obese clients because then they feel weak as fucking shit, and that's not something that you want to. You want to give them actual kind of
Yeah.
tangible goals and targets for strength stuff, which is fine. Don't give them body weight ratios because that's a lot of body weight. If your body weight ratio is 1.8 and you weigh 100 kilos,
Come on.
yeah,
Get stronger.
and your unfortunately your name is Fat Sally. She ain't doing 180 kilo back squat. Probably not. Don't know, but probably not.
Yeah.
But that led me to believe, like, I'm not gonna dive into what exactly are mine. I do have some, but they do change depending on what sport you play, and stuff like that. So there's obviously a hyrox one. I did you send it to me? No, someone sent it to me. What hyrox stands for?
Oh my God, it's embarrassing, isn't it?
I think you sent it to me, no?
I think it might have done, yeah.
Yeah. Hybrid rockstar.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh dear.
And for that reason alone, I would never do one. Just for that reason
For
alone.
that reason, I might get rid of all my hybrid athletes. Of my
That is
high rocks.
embarrassing to say you've done a hyrox for that reason. To say that.
I think on all of my next check-ins for all my high roxers, I'm gonna start calling them that until they because I know they're with me because they have similar personality and cringeworthiness. So I think they're gonna hate it. So which is gonna be great.
It is horrific, guys. They should
Anyway,
actually be embarrassed
anyway,
by that.
anyway. But it led me to think of if you were to create as the business mentor that you are,
Mm.
I think that's as bad. Fitness business mentor, that's as bad as
Okay.
hybrid rockstar.
Yeah, it is.
Um, and business spelt with B-I-Z.
Yeah,
Biz,
business.
Bez. Yeah, what would
Business.
be your fitness business strength standards if you were to pick 3 to 5? Because obviously they can range. Because I would assume you would go with like posting this much content, or
Yeah, well, posting daily on Instagram, number one.
there you go, cool.
Number two. Number two would be um, being able to write and send 2 emails a week would be a good standard. I suppose strength standards need to push you, don't they, a little bit as well? They need to
Yeah.
push you, right? I would say number three
So
would
you
be,
remember this guy was you need to physically dominate 90% of the athletes. So if you were going to financially or kind of abrupt, what I don't know,
yeah,
what would be the
I would say,
90% of online coaches, if you were going to
yeah,
dominate 90% of online coaches, what would you do?
yeah. So that definitely there, that I think you then would look at your churn rate would be well below 10% a month. You would probably make YouTube videos every fortnight, at least once every fortnight, from a content point of view. So a lot of this is based around content and pushing
Mm.
things out there, right? And then the last point would be that all that's predicated on the fact that you need to know and revisit your niche and your passion and the things that make you unique and different, and know it like the back of your hand every 3 to 4 months. You would need to revisit it and constantly be refining it and checking it. Um, that's what I would say. If someone did all those things, they wouldn't go far wrong. Because if the churn was reduced as well, it would lead to better results, and then the better social proof and more stuff going out would lead to more clients coming in and all that sort of stuff. I actually think a lot of the stuff that people need to focus on is far less about the tactical stuff around like how they do their sales calls, how they onboard it, and far more around the actual like content and strategy that they have there with the message they want to put across. Like I think it's so invaluable like knowing that stuff at the background because people just don't know it.
Yeah. Mhm.
If I sat here now and I said so, and I've asked a few coaches this today on calls, what are you super passionate about? What are you so passionate about that you could post on Instagram about all day long, all week, and never feel like you ran out of stuff to say? And the blank looks I got on faces was telling because I turned around and said, I talk so much on Instagram about how people get ripped off, about how mentors are out there and they don't actually know what they're doing. They're actually fucking clueless. I think they're scamming people out their hard-earned money. I think they are actually stupid, and I think they actually know they are as well. And I think they're just actually robbing a living. And I think that coaches on the flip side have no idea what hard work is. They have no idea what it takes to build an online business, and they have no concept of what most people are going through on their fitness journey and how hard they find it because they've always found it so fucking easy to do fitness. I will talk about those things all day long, and I do not need to refer to a document. I know exactly what I want to say. I know exactly how to write those things. I know exactly what emotions to talk about, and I could talk about that until the cows come home. And I can do that just like that, knowing that. And you can ask me again in 3 weeks, it'll be same thing, right? And coaches just don't have that. They go, "Oh, well, I help people lose weight." Brilliant. And that's why I think with that content stuff, that's why I added that point at the end is that you have to know the bit at the end for all the other stuff to work. So that's why I added that in, which is not really like a tangible point, I don't think, but it's something that they need to know like the back of their hand that makes them unique and different. See, nothing I said there relates to building a better business, making more money, getting more clients through the door, which is the equivalent of want to lose weight, gain more strength. Boring, 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 right? It's like, why? What's the reason that you do it? What's the reason that you have an opinion on certain bits of content and things you want to say that's going to lead to those things happening in the long run? Yeah, anyway, a bit of a rant, but it's like honestly, and the thing that annoys me with this stuff, and I think to a degree with that fitness stuff as well. The fitness stuff actually is probably a little bit more. Some of those numbers are a bit more extreme, but it's not unattainable for people. Like those fitness numbers are not unattainable. It's hard work, like it's a bit of effort, but just time in it. You train properly for 2 years you'll be able to achieve those things. In my opinion, most people, intermediate to advanced level trainer, train for 2 years, you'll get all those things,
Yeah.
right? And I think it's the same with business. Is I don't think it's that difficult. Like, as in, like, I think most people could do it. It's just that they're not prepared to give it enough time and they don't work hard enough to get it. They just don't work hard enough. Like, if you said to someone there to achieve those strength standards, what would you have to do that? They go, oh, be in the gym a lot, train really hard and push yourself. But yeah, if you asked them to do the same thing with the business and go, what would you have to do for the YouTube and all that? They go, don't know, chat GPT. And you're like, oh, fucking, you've got no chance. Like, you got no, just got, it's just fucking hard work, isn't it? Like, anyway, there you go, rant over.
Over. Have we ever done them? Back squat 1.8. Yeah, I've done that. Acceleration. Yeah, you must have done that because you back squat even with
Yeah, I think I have
me
done, yeah.
because you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
like 75 kilos and you were definitely
Yeah.
near
Yeah.
150, weren't you? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Long time ago that. Okay.
Yeah, fuck me. Acceleration 1.7 seconds for 10 meters. Fucking no idea. Bench press 1.4.
Yeah.
I think so. Just.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
done that.
I've done like 125 when I was at 82, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
Chin up 0.5.
Yeah, we've done that before. We've done that together as well.
I think so.
I've added 30, at least 30 kilos to me and done a pull-up before.
Yeah, but that's not half your body weight.
Yeah, but we've done it for reps. I mean, like, we've done it. We definitely could
Okay.
have done it if we'd have done or gone to try it.
Broad jump 250.
Don't think I'd do that.
I've done that. For explosivity, you might as well just give up now. If you haven't done over 3 meters, you won't make it as a sprinter. You're not fast. Sorry, you're just not going to be. There's a big direct correlation. I think 3 meters is the standard you're looking for. Maximum rope speed 4.6. Yeah, smash that. That's you. You wouldn't have done one of those tests ever in your life, would you? It's
No.
like a 1500 meter basically test. I don't know. You might have done you would be able to correlate it off a 12-minute run, 9-minute run, that kind of thing. You could get the data.
Yeah,
I could do that.
there you
Be
go.
interesting. And a max velocity 9 meters per second. Yeah, Dan's done that in his car, so that's pretty good. On his little scooter, loves it.
Imagine.
All right, mate. I want to see that. I want to see that content from you. I want to see if you hit these 7 standards, you will dominate your fitness niche for
All right, I'll
business.
write it down, mate, on my
Oh,
content document. I'll write it down and I'll credit you for it on
thank you.
it. So Tom wants to know, I'm gonna write down 7 fitness business standards
To
you
dominate
need to hit.
90% of your market or other coaches.
90% of your market. They won't be able to do any of them. Coaches won't be able to do any of them.
Oh, I need to crack my back. Anyway, I need to go and do my Spanish lesson and go back to my actual home. I'm not my old home. Squatting. Any other business, Daniel?
Not for me. No, not for me.
Not from me either. All right, hasta luego.
See you in a bit.